So this is my other vintage pen. This one's a vintage platinum pen. You just about make out platinum there. Whoever last polished up the barrels wiped it off quite a bit. This has got a tiny little bit of a remnant of a bladder on. This is the bladder that was in it, but it was all breaking down at the end, so I changed it. I just put on, I cut off the bit that was damaged and just used the remnants to make a temporary ink sac, ink bladder. So took that off. Right, I'm just going to go round and clear off remnants of old shellac and anything else like dried on ink and stuff, because I just put the bladder on and got it working. I didn't worry about doing too much work to the pen. Let's give that a wipe. Okay, it's not too bad. I don't know what year this pen was made or anything. I just know it's a vintage platinum pen because it says vintage on it. And I'm just using my file to just get rid of some remnants of old shellac and stuff. Let's give this a wipe over. Now, as I've had this pen working and I've had no problems with it, I'm not really going to mess with it too much. But what I am going to do is probably get some of this dirt out of the grooves on the feed. And no, this is not a valuable pen, so it's not like I'm ruining anything, and no, I'm not doing this professionally. I am just cleaning it up for my own use. This has just got some gunk in the threads, just dirt from use over time. I haven't given this like a deep clean. It had like a wipe over and I didn't go into the grooves on the feed because I didn't want to mess with it too much, because it had got a bit of a makeshift bladder on it, because there's only a little bit of usable ink sac, ink bladder on there. But I'm going to just clean this up a little bit. Hopefully my cat doesn't mess too much because he's on my desk. What are you doing, dude? They're just pens. Nothing is food. He's having a thorough explore of my room today, trying to climb into all the forbidden zones where he's not allowed. Okay, that's a bit better. There's just a bit of gunk. Why are you trying to play with my hand while I'm trying to do something? Come here. Come here. Down you get. Thank you. Okay. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not worried about washing the nib and stuff. I've not long used it and the nib works fine. And I'm very much of the, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So what I'm going to do now is sort out what size bladder to use. I don't know whether to go for the bigger one. That seems a bit big, really. Might do the job. I'm just dry fitting it at the moment. I'm just seeing if that one fits too. It's bit tight. I knew this one was kind of in between sizes. Let's look at the width of the old one. Oops, getting ink everywhere now. Yeah, it's the smaller one, I think. Yeah, it was the smaller one. Stay to me now. Oh, no. Like I said, I managed to get that one working by kind of bodging it with a bit of spare ink sac that was left inside. So now I've got to work out the well, that shouldn't come out. Oopsie-doodle. That's only to fill it anyway, and I've filled it. I need to fix that. Let's get this out. Come on. Ooh, okay. That came out last time. Okay. I'll just put that in. Oh, let's just put that in a sec. Just want to see what it does. No, the definitely mechanism is broke. Just take that bit out. Right, so I've got the metal thing back in the button at the end. Hopefully it stays. We shall see. And I'm going to put the ink sac on. Come on. It's fiddly, as you can see, but we get there in the end. Just have to finagle it a little, like so. I do want it nearer the, there you go, get it nearer the edge, like so. Okay, there we go, that's one new bladder. And I'm going to just put this in, just to test fit. Yeah, I can hear it. So that's fine. I'm going to go and find my talcum powder for... Okay, so I'm just going to put some talc on the bladder. Just protects the rubber a bit. Now whether I can... Oh yeah, can you hear that noise? So it's like squishing the bladder, and then you can hear it doing this sort of like a glug sort of noise as it's trying to suck up ink. So hopefully we now have a working pen. I'm going to put that back on. Oh no, not yet. I'm going to suck up some ink first. Right, okay. Now, you want to leave the shellac, ideally, overnight. I'm just going to wipe off my hands. Yeah, purple. Okay, I'm going to see if I can... give that a wipe. I do seem to have some ink, so let's give this a go. Oops. I'm hoping I haven't got the bladder too long, because if I have, when I screw this on, it's going to give it a squeeze. So, oh, I can stack my hand. Right, it's not a clean process. My cat's just crossed that. I blocked him out of the room, but he's messing with too much stuff. So this is a vintage platinum fountain pen with a fine nib. And it's got good ink flow. And we can do some line variation there. So we've got thicker lines and some thinner ones, depending on how you angle the pen. Reverse is a bit scratchy and weird, but kind of works. So there you go. That's how to replace a bladder on a vintage fountain pen and get your pen working. You just need to buy a little kit that has a little bit of shellac, which is what helps seal the ink sac onto the feed. So, sorry, I needed to sneeze. And some ink sacs. These are like, it was 2 ink sacs, and the shellac was one set I bought, which was like £4 something, and then just for the 2 little ink sacs on their own, it was like £3 something. Or £2 something, so it's fairly cheap. But that's got my vintage pen working. Yay! I can now use this pen. It's got a very fine nib. Let's see if I can get you in there. Come on, let's get you into focus. Platinum. First quality, apparently. It's got this little heart shape on the nib. It's a lovely little vintage pen. Really like the feel of this, and it's nice solid little body. And as you can see, it works really well. Ignore the state of my hands, because obviously the bladder in this that I've replaced was like a little partial bladder that was left inside, and it did have some ink in it because I had used it. Because the button mechanism does work, it's just the metal thing does fall out if you hold it that way round when you've got the feed out. So I had to put it back in because I'd mess with it. But yeah, platinum vintage platinum pen, and that's how you replace the ink bladder or the ink sac on a vintage pen. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Thank you for continuing to support this channel, and hello to my subscribers. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.